All right, guys. Hello, where are we going?
What's up? We're driving to New Hampshire. We're running for president today. We're picking up our candidate at the airport in Boston and driving to New Hampshire. Gonna hang with some college kids, right, Carly?
Yep.
Yeah,
See you at St. Anselm.
Yeah, she's.
You're just getting in. Where are we heading now?
We're heading to St. Anselm College in New Hampshire to speak to the young Democrats there.
Woohoo!
Yes, New Hampshire Democrats, two of my favorite things.
Yeah, and we're in Boston.
Please welcome to the stage the future president of the United States, Mr. Andrew Yang. Thank you. Thank you all around. Woo! Look at that timing. Look at that timing. The revolution is on Detroit.
All right, made it to New Hampshire.
Hello, everyone. We're here at beautiful St. Anselm College next to Manchester, New Hampshire.
On our way. Andrew's about to speak, and of course, I gotta carry the bag. Big guy doesn't carry this stuff. Andrew,
Yes.
event's over. How you feeling, man?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love college students, and St. Anselm College here in New Hampshire is awesome to Young 2020. So thank you for having us.
Woo!
We are on the world's bumpiest road, New Hampshire. Where are we heading?
Plymouth State University.
Woohoo!
I was like, no, I really don't think it's a great job. So I left to start a .com company that cracked and burned at the first call. And you guys on the job, and it was only later that I decided to try and do something wholesome. So I worked in startup companies in New York for about 10 years.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey there.
How was the event at Plymouth State?
It was great. Such an awesome, energized group of young people, and they saw that we need to make big changes. It's true, like they realized that this country has not been set up to
Felt so symbolic yesterday. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great. It's almost midnight. Driving back from New Hampshire.
Woo! Almost there.
In the next 4 years, 30% of American malls are going to close as e-commerce takes over. But not this mall, because this mall is awesome. We're at the Mall of America, and this mall will never close. USA, USA, USA. So I thought, well, what would you want them to do if you could draw it up from scratch?
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, all. Just spoke at Grinnell College to the Young Democrats there, which is a great group, a lot of them. And then we're here at Hamburg Inn. We're about to meet with Kathy Glasson, who ran for governor. We're at the University of Iowa, about to go speak to the college dems of the University of Iowa.
Interview first.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do an interview with the Daily Iowan first. There's other people parked here, so do we want to risk it?
How will you deal with claims that you lack political experience? Hard for a good question.
Well, I would say that the Americans sense that our government is failing us, and that it's not that we need someone with deep government experience that's going to somehow make the government work again because of their deep government experience. Like I know many government officials, and the best of them feel stuck like flies in amber. And we all can sense this, where our institutions have now grown like this thicket of super weeds, and like you go in there and then you get trapped. And so as citizens and Americans, we're not like, you know what I need? I need someone who's been in the super thicket for 25 years. I mean, we need some kind of more significant change. And you can see that appetite for change in Donald Trump's election. Hate to say it. I mean, the guy's a symbol to the accelerating decline of our civilization, but he does represent an appetite for change. And then Bernie Sanders' outsized success, Barack Obama's election. I mean, we've been casting about for some sort of transformational leadership, in part because we know that our government's falling behind the times really, really disastrously. I mean, at this point, it's an embarrassment how bad our government is relative to the challenges in our society and where technology is. So that's my response to someone who says, hey, like, what about your lack of political experience? Like, we do not need someone who has been trapped in our bureaucracy for 25 years to save us, because that's totally not going to be the answer. And if someone believes that's the answer, then they're probably not going to vote for me, and that would be A-okay, because I'm not old enough to have 25 years of political experience. That would mean I need to have been elected when I was 18. Hello, I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020. I'm wearing orange today because 96 Americans die every day of gun violence, including 7 children, and 50 women are killed by their partners with guns every month. We can do much better, and we have to do much better. I'm a parent, I have 2 young children, and I want them to grow up in a country where they and we do not need to worry about children being shot in schools.
On the way to Iowa.
Okay, this might not work. You can say something if you want.
Sure. I'm on the way to Iowa. Eating some Chinese food, which I kind of like no matter where I go. I grew up on this stuff, like the cheap Chinese food and like the.
This is the last final boarding call for flight 247 to Cedar Rapids.
So what your take is on the equation of the campaign's goals become, say, if somebody else were to completely co-opt all your ideas, whether that's a Sanders or a Gillibrand or somebody. Say they're just like, Andrew Yang is so smart, I want to do everything he wants to do. Like, what does the campaign become then?
Then I'd be psyched. I'm just trying to solve problems, you know. I don't really care about my own political future. So if Bernie Sanders were to take universal basic income, new measurements for the economy, and a digital social currency, and a bunch of other stuff, then I'd be like, Bernie, you're old, but hopefully we can make this happen and get over the finish line. Because I'm just trying to keep this country together for my kids.
If you don't mind.
I don't know how far I can go. Oh yeah, Tupac. Me and Pac.
Ain't nothing but against the party. Oh shit. You done fucked up now. Ain't nothing but against the motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time. Against the party. Y'all niggas gonna do this.
Bring it down. I guess let's see. That's the whole works all the way around. Like that shit, man. Give it up. Come on. Hey, well, I'm trying to get more. People of New Hampshire, I love you too.
Hi, Andrew. It's so finally nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here.
So we're here now for your Humanity First tour in New York City at Washington Square Park. Why don't you tell us right now how you feel in one word?
I feel pumped up. I guess that's 2 words, but we have thousands of people waiting for us in Washington Square Park. This may be our biggest event yet. ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN, all here. So this is going to get seen by millions of people.
So what's your favorite progressive news network?
You all, Young Turks.
Awesome. What was the last thing you ate?
Dark chocolate rice cake, delicious.
Are robots coming for us?
They don't intend to come for us, but yes, they are coming for us.
Can you read the last text message that you got on your phone? You don't have to tell us who it was from.
Sure, it was from my brother. It said on our way, which means they're coming to the rally. So if you look close, there might be a family member or 2.
Snacks, sweet or salty?
Can you say both?
Last movie you watched?
Avengers Endgame.
Your bagel order?
Toasted whole wheat bagel with light butter.
Your favorite drink?
Green tea.
Your Best Pizza place in New York City?
There's a place called Corner Slice that I really like on the west side.
So what's the hardest thing about being a dad?
Well, in my case, it's being away from your kids for long periods of time because you're running for president. That would be the hardest thing right now.
Your favorite childhood movie?
Karate Kid.
Oh, best invention.
The first thing that came to mind was sliced bread.
Your favorite book?
You know, I really liked Built to Last by Jim Collins and Jerry Porras. It's about how building a good organization that stands the test of time can actually be more important than whatever the organization produces.
What's the best advice someone's ever given you?
That when you work someplace, you should look around and see if there's someone whose life you want, and if you can't find that person, you should think about leaving.
So what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Look for my kids, make sure they're still there, I suppose.
What's the last thing you do before you go to bed?
Well, I put my phone far away because you can't sleep with that thing in the same room. It tends to be the last thing I do.
Your favorite type of music?
80s alternative.
Are you religious?
I consider myself spiritual.
What's your favorite basketball team?
Brooklyn Nets.
When do you laugh the most?
Unfortunately, watching mainstream news.
Something you would like to try that you haven't yet?
I'd like to try Thai food in Thailand. Does that count?
Green New Deal?
I love the vision. I applaud the vision and the ambition. We need to head in that direction.
Medicare for all?
On board. Let's get healthcare off the backs of Americans.
Wall or no wall?
No wall. A wall is kind of a useless symbol more than a real solution.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Say Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
I'm more familiar with her music.
Your favorite childhood memory?
Playing baseball with a tennis ball in the driveway with my brother.
Marvel or DC Comics?
Oh gosh, Marvel, easy.
One thing you've learned the hard way?
How hard it is to start a business or organization. You know, it's like when someone tells you about it, it sounds like magic, and then you do it, and you realize just how much work went into it.
So what's the one travel item that you must have?
Electric toothbrush.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
When Doves Cry.
Because each of you have different issues that you care passionately about, but what you have in common is that passion and a belief in working at the grassroots level and getting people engaged and feeling ownership for these issues. And I think you understand that change happens from the bottom up.
Venture for America is a 2-year fellowship program for top college graduates who want to learn how to build businesses and create jobs.
Broadband service provides them access to the facilities and the tools that the rest of the world has a little closer at hand.
Up and do to say what's next, what's the next possibility, and to be encourages you to keep going on.
Sitting next to the president is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so it's invigorating in terms of one's approach to the work. You know that what you are doing is larger than yourself, and that people in very high places recognize that and support it.
You guys are, in fact, champions of change. You're making a big difference in your